we sit down at the table, and this old man, he said, you know what, said, you're not satisfied at home, and where you're living, and he said, you're going to move west. I said, I'm not going to move west. He said, you are too. I said, I'm not. So he, anyway, he said, well, you are, and he said, you're going to meet someone out there, and he said, he's going to ask you, so that's one that you should marry. So that's the man you should marry. And said, you're going to meet him, and said, he's going to ask you to marry him. But said, said he'll be standing out on the porch, and said, this girl is the brother's wife. Said, you'll be wanting to go back out the kitchen door the way you come, and she won't let you. You have to go at the front. So, okay. So I went out there, and sure enough, this guy named Jim Corman, we worked for him. He's the one we worked for. And so he was standing there whittling on this little stick he had, whatever he had there. And he said, well, he said, I guess you're leaving. I said, yeah, I guess we will. And he said, what about, he said, what about us getting married? And I said, no, I don't think so. I said, I'm not old enough to get married. I'm just 15. And he said, oh, yeah, you are. And he said, just think about it, you know. He said, I just wished you would. So anyway, directly I said, well, you go ask my brothers and see what they say about it. He said, okay, I'll do that. He did. He went down there and asked them. And they said, now, if that's what she wants, it's okay with us. And then I wouldn't do it, you know. I just couldn't see myself doing that. So, anyway, we went on to the Rio Grande, but he told me, he said, give me his address. Their home was in Amarillo, where they lived in the wintertime. And when he farmed in the summer, you know, they'd go out on the farm. So, he said, I'll give you my address, and said, you change your mind, you write, and I'll be there. Right, and let me know. Well, we went on to Rio Grande, I never did change my mind.
Tell him about the guy telling you that he would be whittling on the porch, though. The guy would be, in the story, that guy that did her teacher did say that she'd meet a guy whittling on the porch. And
oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what, he told me he'd be over whittling. When he asked me to marry him, he said, that's when you're supposed to marry, but you're not going to do it. He said, you won't do it. But he said, the one you're going to marry, said that Lamar, of course he lived on a hill, he said, this man you're going to marry, said his wife just died a few months ago, and said, when you come back, said, that's who you're going to marry, and said, he has a gold tooth. I said, what? And he said, he has a gold tooth. And, of course, I didn't believe it, you know. And I said, oh, I'm not either. So, sure enough, when we come home, why, my stepmother, she was a friend to his brother there in Lamar. And they got together, you know. And, of course, here come Willis. That was his name. And so we got to talking, and I say in 3 weeks we were married.
He had a gold tooth?
He had a gold tooth.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's from his big teeth.
Whoa.
But just like I said, she had the opportunity and she met him, but she chose not to.
Oh, well, I thought about it a lot, and I thought, oh, what a mistake I made. What a mistake I made. So it went on, and I just lived my life and had my family. 6 kids.
Ooh.
That's terrible.
No.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty neat story.